Hi, I'm historian and author Claire Ridgway, and welcome to another day of my Tudor Christmas Advent series. Today we're exploring something that's hugely misunderstood in the modern world, the real 12 days of Christmas. For the Tudors, Christmas didn't end on the 25th of December. It began on the 25th of December, and what followed was nearly a fortnight of feasting, devotion, community, ritual, and rather a lot of merriment. So let's walk day by day through the Tudor 12 days of Christmas. Christmas Day, the first of the 12 days in Tudor England, began not with overindulgence, but with worship. 3 masses were celebrated: before dawn, after sunrise, and later in the day. These symbolised Christ's eternal birth in the Father, his earthly birth from Mary, and his spiritual birth within the believer. Congregations held lit tapers as the genealogy of Christ was sung, a moving reminder of Christ as the light of the world. Only after church did the celebrations truly begin, and from this point on, all work stopped. Spinning was forbidden, trade ceased, and the 12 days began in earnest. The next day was the feast of St. Stephen. St. Stephen was honoured as the first Christian martyr, and the day mixed devotion with practical and rural customs. The Tudor writer Thomas Tusser records that this was the traditional day to bleed horses and cattle, believed to keep them healthy over winter. It was also a day associated with hunting. At the inner temple, a fox and a cat were once released and hunted with hounds inside the hall. Entertainment Tudor style. And I remember as a child hunts gathering in villages in the UK on Boxing Day, the 26th of December, for the really important fox hunt. So yeah, blood sports, nothing new really. Though today we call it Boxing Day, that name doesn't appear until the 17th century when servants and apprentices collected annual gratuities in boxes. But in the Tudor period, St. Stephen's Day still carried the theme of charity and neighbourliness. The 27th of December was and is the feast of St. John the Evangelist. This feast day provided a welcome excuse for Tudor households to enjoy generous amounts of wine. St. John was believed to have survived drinking poisoned wine, so to honour him, people might celebrate by, well, drinking wine that wasn't poisoned, thankfully. It was a cheerful, convivial pause between the more solemn days surrounding it. The 28th of December is Holy Innocents' Day, also known as Childermas or Childermas. This was one of the most solemn days of the 12 days. It commemorated the massacre of the infant boys of Bethlehem ordered by King Herod in his attempt to destroy the Christ child. The church honoured these murdered children as the first martyrs. The haunting Coventry carol with its lament for the doomed infants was traditionally sung on this day. Herod the king in his raging, all children young to slay. Tudor households often fasted, and in some areas children were symbolically whipped at dawn, a stark reminder of suffering, though after that they were free to enjoy themselves. Here in Spain today, Holy Innocents' Day is celebrated with practical jokes, much like April Fool's Day, a lively contrast to its solemn origins. The 29th of December is the feast of St. Thomas Becket. This day honoured the martyred Archbishop of Canterbury, killed in 1170. Pilgrims travelled to Canterbury to pray at his shrine, seeking healing and miracles. Even after the Reformation discouraged such pilgrimages, the day remained part of the traditional Christmas season. Then we have New Year. Although the official New Year in Tudor England didn't begin until the 25th of March, Lady Day, the Roman tradition of marking the turn of the year on the 1st of January was widely observed. This was the great moment at court for gift giving, especially among the elite and those looking to curry favour with the monarch. I talked about this in my video for the 3rd of December, so do see that for more on this. The grand finale of the 12 days was Twelfth Night. The end of the 12 days brings some confusion today. Is Twelfth Night the 5th or the 6th? Historically, if you count 25th of December as day one, then Twelfth Night is the 5th of January, the eve of Epiphany. Epiphany itself commemorates the visit of the Magi, the kings, the wise men, who are believed to have travelled for 12 days. Twelfth Night in Tudor England was a time of games, carols, masques and revels, and the famous Twelfth Night cake, which I'll be talking about in another video. Twelfth Night marked the end of the festive season, and the very next Monday was Plough Monday, the traditional start of the agricultural year. Ploughs were dragged through towns to collect money for parish funds, plough lights were blessed in church, and work resumed after the long holiday. On the 7th of January, women also returned to spinning, St Distaff's Day, which was celebrated with playful battles between men and women involving burning flax and buckets of water. So that's the real Tudor 12 days of Christmas. Not a commercial countdown, but a period of worship, charity, feasting, community, ritual, and some joyful misrule. It really was a precious pause in the Tudor year, a time when social rules loosened, households united, and the entire community celebrated together. Thank you for joining me for this festive journey through the 12 days. And if you're enjoying this series, please do like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss tomorrow's instalment. I'll see you then. Bye bye.